What's going on, U.S. history people? We got video number 16 for you today. This is on states' rights, the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions, and the Nullification Crisis. We're connecting two events that happened about 30 years apart from each other. So let's start off with background on the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions, or some historical context. So the Alien Sedition Acts were passed in 1798 during the Adams administration. And these acts were passed in order to silence Adams' Federalist opponents, most specifically Thomas Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans. It made it illegal to criticize the government. That's the sedition part of the Alien and Sedition Act. So this is a violation of the First Amendment. You may be thinking to yourself, why didn't the Supreme Court just declare these unconstitutional? The reason is Marbury versus Madison did not happen for 5 more years. This also increased the requirement to become a citizen, and the government could deport foreigners. That's the alien part of this. So if you had foreigners who were supportive of the Democratic Republican Party, then the president could deport them and weaken support for the Democratic Republican Party. So the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions were written anonymously by Vice President Jefferson and his good friend James Madison, and they urged states to nullify or void federal laws. This was prior to judicial review. They argued that states were the ones who could decide which federal laws to follow and not follow. So basically, we don't have John Marshall yet as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, so their only recourse, they believed, was for states to nullify federal laws. And the question that comes up is, can states do this? Do they have the power to nullify federal laws? And the answer is a resounding no, they do not. This is more symbolic at the time, but it would inspire South Carolina during the Nullification Crisis. So some historical context for this. A tariff is a tax on foreign goods. The tariff of 1828 drastically increased tariff rates, and the tariff of 1832 lowered them, but only slightly, and they still were pretty high. So the South is going to be upset because they don't have tariff protection on their products such as cotton. So the Nullification Crisis occurs in 1832 when South Carolina nullified the tariff of 1828 and 1832. Now you may be a little afraid by this picture because this dude looks a lot like Dracula. He was John C. Calhoun, the sitting vice president to Andrew Jackson, and then a senator from South Carolina. Now, South Carolina followed up the nullification with threatening to secede if the federal government or Jackson used force. And the country was super close to civil war. So the resolution, we have a tariff of 1833. This was a compromise tariff led by Henry Clay that would reduce tariff rates by 10% per year for 8 years. So the North was happy because the tariff rates will gradually go down and they will be able to adjust. And the South was happy because overall the tariff rates went down. All right, let's do a quick recap. We have nullification. Is it legal? The answer is no. The impact of the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions, that's going to inspire the Nullification Crisis. Tariffs, make sure you know what they are. They're a tax on foreign goods. How did South Carolina react to the tariffs of 1828 and 1832? The answer is they nullified them. What helped end the crisis? That's Henry Clay and the Tariff Compromise of 1833. All right, guys, look forward to seeing you back here for video number 17, the Missouri Compromise and the growth of the abolitionist movement. Thanks for watching. Best of luck, and have a good day.